So we'll begin standing. And set your feet about hips width distance apart, or whatever feels really grounding and stable for you today. And just rock back and forth a little bit from the heels to the toes, just to find your center of gravity, maybe left and right a little bit. Roll the shoulders down the back, face the palms forward. Relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out through open mouth. Maybe the eyes close, or you just allow your gaze to lower towards the floor in front of you. And take a few moments here, taking a few breaths, allowing yourself to arrive onto the mat or wherever you find yourself in your room today. Taking some deep breaths in and out. Then begin to wiggle the fingertips. Squeeze the fists into, make a fist and then release. Roll the wrists one direction, then the other. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms wide and up. Gazing up as the thumbs and the hands come together. Exhale the palms down to prayer at the center of your chest, lowering your gaze towards your fingertips. And then reverse. Inhale, bring the palms together up, gaze follows. When you've reached the top, release the hands, let them gently fold down towards your sides. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears, squeezing. Exhale, press it down, press the shoulders as far away from your earlobes as you can. And take a few rounds of that, inhaling, squeezing up. Exhaling, pressing down. A couple more rounds of that. We'll end on the exhale, so just complete that. Your final exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades down. And then keeping the shoulders down, reach the arms back. And maybe you clasp your fingertips together. Maybe you just reach back with the palms facing in. Bend the knees and take a standing yoga mudra, kind of like a halfway lift with the arms back behind you. Rolling the shoulders down the back if you clasp your fingertips. Hug the low belly in a little bit. And lengthen out through the neck so the neck is neutral. You might be looking down at your toes. Inhale, look up towards the top of the mat or top of the floor. Release the arms, come through chair, dropping the hips, weighting the heels, arms forward. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Press into the heels to stand up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms. Keeping the from our goalpost arms here. So kind of keep the shoulders and the chest as they are, but release the hands to your hips. Step the feet a little further apart, maybe to the edges of your mat. And trying to keep your hip points forward, look over your right shoulder and twist towards the right. So left elbow can kind of come in front, right elbow behind. When you've got that, maybe you reach your arms wide, opening the wings. So your left hand reaches forward, right arm reaches back. On your next inhale, come back to center. Bring those arms back up, elbows bend, finding your goalpost or cactus arms. Taking a breath here. Keep the shoulders, the chest where they're at. Just lower the hands to your waist. Slow and control. And then look over your left shoulder, keeping the hip points and the toes facing forward. Look over your left, gentle twist to the left. And let the arms reach out when you're ready, if that's okay, for how your shoulders, arms are feeling today. Try to deepen the breath. And as we inhale to center, bring the arms up this time. Reach up, heel toe the feet together. Inhale, lift up on the toes. Make yourself as long as possible, a little balancing on the toes. Hugging the belly button in towards the low back to help stabilize the core. Slow motion exhale, heels down, elbows down, coming through those cactus arms. Release the arms to your side. Bend into the knees, kind of like we're just melting into a forward fold, slow motion. Let the arms dangle towards the earth. Fingertips might meet the mat. Inhale, look up halfway, heel toe the feet apart a little more if you need to find ragdoll pose, grabbing either elbow with your hands. Finding weightlessness in the head and the neck, and gently begin to sway left and right. Giving your low back permission to release. Inviting some space in between each vertebrae. Checking in with the hamstrings, feeling how they're feeling. If they're a little tight, bend the knees a little more. And back to center, release the hands to the earth. Inhale, look up halfway. Heel toe the feet a little further apart. We're gonna lower into a yogi squat. Maybe you just do half squat to begin. If your hips are feeling a little too tight for this deep opener early. Or you can sit on a block. Find a few peaceful, quiet breaths in and out as you find a focal spot in front of you. Take a big belly breath in. Open mouth, exhale out as you plant your hands, lift your hips. Straighten the legs if you can, and begin to shift gently left and right, keeping the feet where they're at, bending into one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Keeping that shifting motion left and right, slowly come up to stand. Extend the arms wide. Like a 5-pointed star. Feet still in a firm, not too wide, not too close together spot. And then just turn to face the right. So same thing as before, just to feel a little bit wider. Inhale back to center. Exhale it out here. Deep breath in. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Dropping the hands back. Maybe again clasping the fingertips behind your low back or reaching together. Bend the knees. Inhale, look up, lift your chest. Exhale, lower the torso, finding that halfway lift. Reach the hands or your fists away from you. Straight spine here, so lift up a little bit more if you went too far down. 90 degrees from your feet to your hips and hips to your shoulders. Release the hands and gently swim the arms forward. And lower them down towards the mat, bending your knees as much as you need. Plant the left hand. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Gaze follows. You can bend one knee if you need. Exhale, lower the right hand. Plant the right hand in the center of the mat. Inhale, bring the left hand up. Gaze follows. Deep, steady breaths. On your next breath out, lower the hand down. And walk the feet back to downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. In downward facing dog or child's pose if you need a little bit of a different modification, a little easier on the body today. After your 5th exhale, look towards your hands, shift forward to plank, and lower the knees. Untuck the toes. Inhale to cow, dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone and the gaze. Exhaling into cat. And continue connecting an inhale with cow and an exhale with cat. When you're ready, come back to neutral spine. Plant the left hand in the center of the mat. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. We'll take threading the needle, right arm gently lowers underneath you, lowering down to your shoulder, wherever's appropriate. You can try walking the left hand up overhead or taking a bind by gently bringing that left hand behind you and wiggling your left hand around your low back. Maybe it can get in between the crease between the hip and the low belly and the right leg. Wherever you're at, focus on opening the chest up and towards the left. So pulling that left shoulder back and pressing the earth away with the lowered right arm. If you took the bind, gently bring that right hand or that left hand back down to the earth, sliding the hand next to your face. Press into the left hand to lift yourself up. Re-extend that right arm. Exhale, plant it down. Take a round of cat and cow. And then we'll take it to the other side. Right hand in the center of the mat, left arm lifts, gaze follows. Big breath in. Exhale to thread the left arm through. Again, walking the fingertips up overhead. Gently spinning the heart open towards the right, maybe taking the bind with the right arm. Keeping the face soft. Pressing into the left arm towards the floor, towards the mat, opening that right shoulder up. Gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. Relax the neck. And breathe deeply. Or just pick one of those things and focus on that. That was a lot of cues. Releasing the bind, bringing the right hand next to your face. Press down with the right hand, gently lift yourself up. Opening that left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, plant that hand back down. Bring the big toes to touch, widen the knees to the edges of the mat. Shift the hips back for a wide-legged child's pose. We're gonna bring our forehead down to the mat and gently bring the arms beside us. So maybe they rest against your knees. Maybe you plant your hands on your low back. Maybe you take reverse prayer. And find some variation with the arms at your side. If that's too much pressure on your head, just gently lift the center of the palms off the mat. So kind of like cupcaking your fingertips, your hands, so that you're just gently pressing into the earth to relieve the weight on the head. Take one more round of breath here. Bring the hands next to your head if you're not there already, and inhale, look up, sitting back onto the heels. Straight spine, roll the shoulders down the back. Bring the knees together at the center. Swing the arms forward in front of you, reaching up. Keep the left hand lifted, release that right hand back behind you, finding half camel. Looking up towards your left hand. Again, focusing on the shoulders and the chest opening. And look down towards your right side and walk the right fingertips over the side of the mat until you make it a left side body stretch. Gently pull that left shoulder back. Maybe looking up over your left shoulder as much as feels good to your neck. And then release that left hand down to your side. or as far as you need, finding a neck stretch. Release the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathe. Inhale the left palm back up to center. Neutralize the neck, maybe lifting the right side up a little bit, and come back to center. Hands at your side. Maybe a few shoulder rolls. And then preparing for the other side. Planting the left hand behind you, reaching the right arm up, finding our half camel. Looking up at your right hand. And then with your left fingertips, walk them over the side of the mat, over the left side, finding that side body stretch, getting in from the tension from the armpit towards the low hip. And then lower that right arm just until you need to find that neck stretch. Lower the left ear towards the left shoulder. Breathe here. On your next inhale, bring the right palm up to center. Lift the head a little bit so the neck is neutralized. And begin to sit up, bringing both arms up together. Exhale, cactus arms. Broaden through the collarbone. Maybe even finding kind of like a cow pose here. And then exhale, curl forward, bringing the forearms together, pressing the back of the heart space towards the back of the room, finding cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, curl into cat. Inhale to cow, bringing the arms wide and long. Exhale to cat, give yourself a hug, wrap the arms around you as you curl in. Inhale one last time. Exhale, curl in, opposite crossing of the arms. If you remember which way you went, hug yourself, curl in. Inhale back to center, release the hands to your side. Walk them out in front of you. Find downward facing dog. At your leisure, no rush. You can begin pedaling out your feet here. Press your chest towards your thighs, lift up through the sitting bones. And then planting the left foot in the center of the mat, reach the right leg back. Stacking the hips, bending the knee, open that right hip wide. Take a little circle with the knee, one direction. Circle the other way, just one or two. And re-extend that right leg back to the mat. Plant the right foot in the center of the mat, other side, left leg lifts long. Bend the knee, tuck the heel towards the glutes, stack the hips, opening towards the left side, lifting the left knee up. Take a circle, one or two one way and then the other. Re-extend the left leg and plant it back down. Settle back into your neutral downward dog. Look forward, shift to plank. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, lower on down to your belly, find cobra pose. Rolling the shoulders down the back, lifting the sternum up, gaze at the top of the mat. Exhale, lower back down. Zip the legs together, toes pointing down, lifting the pinky edges of the feet up. Reach the arms back. We'll take half locust pose. So find that cobra in the chest. And like we did when we were standing, press the shoulders away from the earlobes, fingertips reaching towards your heels. Big breath in, exhale, release. Lower the left side of the face to the mat so you're looking over your right shoulder. Bring your right arm to cactus, 90-degree angle. And same with the right knee. Bring that right knee up, finding half frog pose. We're just going to breathe here for several rounds of breath. Allow yourself to melt down a little bit. Notice if you're still tightening up through the glutes. Let the right knee feel heavy. Take the deepest inhale you can, lifting the upper back. Exhale, release, bringing that right leg back to meet the left. The right arm back to your side. Bring your chin to the mat. We'll take that half locust again, so tops of the feet pressing into the mat, inner legs pressing together, pinky toes reaching up. Inhale, lift the heart. Reach the arms back. If you want to lift up a little bit higher this time, you can. Maybe you clasp fingertips together, creating a fist. Breath in. Slow motion release on the exhale. Turning the right cheek to the mat, the right arm to a 90-degree angle, and the left knee comes up about 90 degrees as well, settling into half frog on the other side. Relax that left shoulder. Let everything feel heavy, just the earth supporting you. Couple more breaths here. Last inhale, make it big, make it wide and full. Exhale, the legs back together, hands on either side of your chest. Roll the shoulders down your back as you lift yourself up to cobra. Inhale. Keep the heart lifted, hug the low belly and begin to slowly lift into child's pose. Hips come back, maybe you walk your knees forward. Walk your hands over the right side of the mat, maybe crossing the left arm over the right to increase the left side body stretch. As you breathe in, expand into the left side. Releasing, walking the hands back to center. Spend a breath here before walking the hands to the left. If you'd like to intensify, you can cross your right wrist over your left wrist, lower the head between the arms, and breathe deep into the right ribs, the right side body, the right hip. Relax your neck. Inhale back to center. Roll the spine up to tabletop. Find a neutral spine and step the right foot between the hands, coming to low lunge. Bring your hands up to your shin. Gently adjust the hips so they're in the same plane. Your right hip may need to come back a little bit. Maybe you reach your arms up. Maybe you dip down to find a little stretch in the left hip flexor, but keep that right hip pulling back in space. Inhale, look up, bring the palms together, and then down to the center of the chest. Inhale, reach the left elbow up and take a prayer twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. If you'd like, you can open your arms like wings. Inhale, come back to center. Plant the hands on the inside of the right foot. Heel toe that right foot to the edge. And we'll take a dynamic lizard. So inhaling, opening that knee, pulling the heart forward. Exhaling, curling the spine, tucking the chin, hugging that knee in towards your arm. Inhaling, opening, splaying the knee as much as you need. Exhaling, curling in, hugging in, tucking in. One more time. Come back to neutral lizard. Bring that foot in between the hands again. And shift the hips back, walking the hands back, finding your half splits or reverse lunge. Point and flex the toe here, see how that feels. Bend into the knee if you need to adjust for tight hamstrings. And then walking the hands forward, plant that right foot and slide that right foot back to tabletop. Maybe a cat and cow if that would feel good. Otherwise, breathe in a neutral spine. And bring that left foot between the hands. Preparing for a low lunge, gently pull that left hip back in space so your hip points are square to the top of the mat. Maybe your arms come up to your knee. When you're ready, reach the arms up overhead. Inhale, look up, palms together. Exhale them down to the center of the chest. Gently draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the right elbow and twist to the right, prayer twist. Right elbow hooks over the left knee. And gently open the heart towards the left side of the room. Maybe your gaze begins to look up over the left shoulder. 3 deep rounds of breath here. Stabilize by hugging the legs in towards each other. Inhale to come back to center. Bring the arms up overhead. Reach up, release the palms. Exhale, hands down to the inside of the left foot, which you heel toe to the edge, finding our dynamic lizard. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, tucking in. When you tuck in, hug the low belly in two, tuck the chin, press the shoulder blades towards the sky. Exhale fully on the last round. Coming to neutral lizard, heel toe that left foot back to the center. And walk the hands back, finding your length in the left leg. Point and flex the foot. Roll the shoulders down the back. Gently pulling that left hip back in space. Spine is still straight here. Bringing the chest forward towards the knee. On your next exhale, walk the hands forward, plant the foot. Plant the hands. Drag that left foot back. Coming to tabletop. Maybe a cat and a cow. Tucking the toes, shifting the hips back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Look between the hands and tiptoe, step or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold. Lift up through the sitting bones, shift the weight forward to the balls of the feet. Belly on the thighs, head hangs heavy. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and walk the hands over the long edge, finding your wide-legged forward fold. Again, shifting the weight to the balls of the feet. Look up halfway. Lift up the sitting bones and then fold. Hinging at the hips, letting the head hang heavy. Walk the hands to your heels. So they're grabbing onto your heels. One more breath in here. Walk the hands back to center. Look up halfway. Turn the heels in slightly, toes out. Bend the knees, bring your hands to your hips as you slowly come up to goddess pose. Maybe taking cactus arms. We'll just be here for a minute. Maybe a little slow back and forth. Not a real minute. All right, that's enough. Go ahead and stand, come to your 5-pointed star. Look towards the back of the mat, turn your toes to reach for triangle. Left arm comes up. Maybe you take a bind, bring the left arm behind you, opening that left shoulder, pressing the heart towards the ceiling. Release the bind, coming back to triangle with the left arm lifted. Bending into that right knee, just come right to side angle lunge. Look down at your right foot. Lower that left hand to the mat. Turn to face the back of the mat. And step back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look between your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat, which is the back of the mat. Forward fold. Shift the weight to the toes. Lift up through the hips, so you're lengthening through the backs of the legs as you let your head hang heavy. Inhale, look up halfway. Again, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Walk the hands over the right side, finding your wide-legged forward fold. This time, walk your hands back, away from your feet towards the other edge of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway, hands walk back parallel. Bend your knees, turn your heels in, hands to your hips, coming up through goddess. This time we're going to bring our hands to our knees and lower one shoulder in. Coming up on the inhale. Exhale, lower the right shoulder down. Take a few more rounds of that. Inhaling back to center, really firm the feet, reach the arms wide, stand to your triangle pose, pivoting on the heels to face the top of the mat, left feet towards the top, or left foot towards the top of the mat. Reach forward, lower the left hand, right arm comes up. Spinning the heart forward, opening through the chest, whether you take the bind or not, keep pulling that right shoulder back. Find some length in the low spine. Breathe. Releasing the bind, right hand comes back up overhead. Look down towards your left foot, lower that or bend into the left knee, coming into our side angle lunge. And then exhale the right hand down. Frame the foot with the other hand, step forward to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, bend the knees, come up through chair. Engaging the low belly. One more breath in here. Weight in the heels, press up to stand, reach up. Look up, lift the heart, tuck the tailbone, little back bend. Exhale to mountain. Find a firm stance, whether that's feet apart or together. Relax the shoulders down the back. Palms open, gaze lowered or eyes closed. Feel yourself breathe. Feel the energy flowing through you. Feel the earth beneath your feet. The space between your shoulders and your ears. And just a few more breaths in this meditative moment of quiet and stillness. Bring a little awareness to the body without changing how you're standing or holding yourself. Notice if you're tensing anywhere. Are your kneecaps lifted? Are you squeezing your glutes a little bit too much? Just notice where that tension is. And take the next few moments to just release that tension. Into the most natural stance you can. Maybe the arms relax a little more towards your sides. Maybe you soften your belly. Maybe the head tilts down a little more. Breathe out. Blink open the eyes. And reach the arms up overhead slowly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and lower the hips down to the mat, coming through boat pose. Drawing the knees in towards your chest. Straightening through the spine by lifting the sternum. Maybe the hands release and face up. Maybe begin to straighten the legs. But keep that low back straight. You need to hold on behind your knees. There's no shame in that. Gently draw the shoulder blades together. And then plant your hands next to your hips. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Lower down to your forearms and extend the legs long. Lower on down to your back so the legs are still lifted up. And then hug the knees in towards your chest. You can rock left and right, up and down, whatever feels good. Just massage out that low back. And clasp both hands around the right knee. Extend the left leg long. Wind removing pose. Try to flatten that left leg against the mat. Then with your right hand, reach for your right big toe or your heel, or just hook that right hand around the knee and begin to extend that right leg out towards the right. If you've got the big toe hold, you can press the right heel away. If you've got your shin or your knee, just focus on opening that right hip, drawing that right knee down, pressing the left hip away towards the earth. Accepting with grace and gratitude wherever your body is today. Inhale it back to center, releasing whatever part you've grabbed. Hug that right knee in again. And then gently pull it across your body towards the left for a twist. Really focus on twisting through the glutes. So getting that sensation in the glute, you might need to draw that left or that right knee up towards your chest a little bit more. And when you found that spot, release the right arm, look over your right shoulder. Only twist as much as you need. We'll take 5 rounds of deep, deep inhales and slow, slow exhales here. After your 5th exhale, inhale, come back to center. Bring the left knee in, hug them close to your chest, and then we'll switch sides. Extend the right leg long, hug that left knee in. Press the right leg down towards the mat. And then with your left hand, reach for that left big toe, shin, knee, whatever you've got. And extend the left leg long or open that left hip. Gentle but challenging. Accepting yourself where you're at. Pressing that right side down. One more breath. Exhale, release, bringing that left knee back in, hug it in. And then gently bring it across your body towards the right. Again, focusing on finding that tight spot in your left hip or glute or hamstring. Drawing that right knee up or down. Sending your left arm long, letting your gaze follow over. Find the spot you can breathe in and take 5 rounds of full inhales and complete exhales. Final breath out, brings you back to center. Hug both knees in and take happy baby. Releasing happy baby, bring your feet to the mat, knees bent. I'm gonna roll the shoulders underneath you. Then let your hands reach towards your heels. Plant the palms down, preparing for bridge pose. Widen your feet or bring them together until you feel stable. Then press the feet into the mat. Hug the low belly in and try to flatten the low back towards the earth. Then press into the feet and begin to lift the hips up, finding your bridge pose. If you'd like, you can clasp your fingertips together, coming up onto your forearms as you lift the chest a little higher. Breathe in space. Allow the heart to open. Stay as long as you need. Lower slowly, gently whenever you're ready. Maybe you take 1 or 2 more bridges. Maybe you take wheel. Maybe you lie on your back for the rest of the breath count. Take some time between each round to allow yourself to breathe and allow the body to recalibrate. Notice the sensations. If you've taken another bridge, spend another breath or 2 and gently release down. When you're ready, we'll take supine figure, right heel over the left knee. Taking a minute to press that right knee away from you. And then you can lift up that left leg and draw the left thigh in towards you, clasping your fingertips around underneath the knee or on top of the shin if you want to go a little deeper. Again, just flattening the spine towards the mat, tucking the chin, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. You can rock left and right here or stay still, your choice. Allow the belly to lift as you inhale. Allow gravity to draw you further towards the earth on the exhales. When you feel satisfied, gently release that left leg, left foot plants back on the mat. And switch sides. Supine figure 4 on the other side. Your left leg crossed, gently press that left knee away from you. And then lift the right leg, find your spot, find your grasp. Take a moment to set yourself up, lengthen the spine, tuck the chin. Draw the shoulders back so you're not curling in or collapsing the chest. Gentle rocking or finding stillness. Belly breaths in, complete slow exhales out. When you're ready to release, slowly exhale, let that right foot meet the mat. Uncross the legs. Lengthen the legs long, coming to your back. Reach the arms up overhead, and then draw the shoulders back. Point the toes. Inhale, lifting the low back, the mid back up off the mat, maybe the upper back. You can exhale, release the back onto the mat, lower the elbows like cactus arms. Bring the soles of the feet together, finding butterfly pose. And you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or maybe your hands to your hip points. Relax and breathe here, gently allowing the inner legs, the inner thighs to open. One final round of breath. And then bring the knees together, closing the legs. Walk the heels in. Lift your hips so you can bring your hands underneath you, palms down. Wiggle the elbows underneath you and find fish pose, pressing the forearms down into the mat so you can lift your chest, lift your chin, lift your head off the mat, opening the throat. Big inhale, gentle, slow release on the exhale, coming back down to your back. Windshield wiper the knees, left and right. And then lower them both down to the right. We'll close with one final twist, any variation you like. Take 5 rounds of breath on each side, going at your own rhythm. Switching sides at the end of the 5 breaths. As you finish your twists, at become very still and very heavy. Release the awareness of the breath. Let go of the need to fidget or shift. Allow the eyes to close if you're comfortable. Relaxing into Shavasana. Spend as long as you need. Taking your time whenever you're ready. And inviting yourself to keep this open-heartedness that we have found through the physical asana practice into the rest of your day, the rest of your week, finding that open-heartedness towards others, and most importantly, towards yourself. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today.